Okay, so this is what it looks like when it comes out of the printer. And now we're going to go over some of the really cool things that we're going to find out about. Could you say that again, what you just said?
So, you and my husband are the only people that I have ever seen that got a visceral fat level down to 1.
That's amazing.
That is truly amazing.
Because last month it was 2.
Mm-hmm.
And before that it was 3, which is pretty good anyway, right?
That's everything under 10 is a sign of good health. Under 5 is very, very healthy.
Okay.
There's very few people that can really get their total fat down down to 1. So that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So let's just go over, we have intracellular and extracellular water. How is that significant to people who are, concerned about their weight?
So we look at how much water is in the body, and we look at this every single week because the body is going to fluctuate as we talked about before based on the amount of sugar and the amount of salt and the amount of total water you're intaking.
Right.
And the important thing is that water within the cell is actually very functional water. So all of our cells are filled with water. This is the intracellular water. This is the most important water because it helps all of our metabolism function better. The extracellular water is the water that is inflammatory. So that's the water that sits in your tissues. If you get off an airplane, you've got those ankle sock lines.
Right.
That means you've got extracellular water sitting out in that tissue. It just makes you feel bloated and inflamed. We don't want that water. So that's why it's important to know what's the difference of water inside the cell, which is functional, very good for the body, outside the cell, which is not functional and very inflammatory.
Good. All right. And then you have, now the amount of, is there like a minimum number of intracellular water you should have, or just make sure like it's more than the other one?
Intracellular should always be more than the extracellular.
Okay. And is there an indication of whether somebody's dehydrated on here, or?
So that's more of the ratio of water.
Oh, the more of the ratio. Okay. And then you have the body fat mass and so on, and the body fat percent.
Yep, so we have what's called our lean body mass, which is what, if we take all the fat off your body, you have a lean body mass. It just means the body with no fat on it. And that's not a goal weight for anybody, because all of our bodies need fat. All of our cells are composed of cholesterol membranes, and all of our cells require fat. So you have to have some fat, but at the same time we try and get it to a healthy range. So we look at what is your lean body mass, meaning with no fat, and what is your total weight. And then we also differentiate how much of your total weight is in muscle and how much of your total weight is in fat.
Right.
Okay, and so every week we actually know the pounds of muscle that you carry on your body, as well as we know the pounds of fat that you carry on your body.
I see.
Obviously, during the weight loss phase, we want to have the muscle mass staying the exact same, where we have the fat mass, where we can actually see if we lose 2 pounds on the scale overall, did we lose 2 pounds of fat? Or did we actually lose it out of the muscle, and did we lose 2 pounds of muscle, which is obviously what we don't want to see.
Good. What's a healthy body fat percent? Where does that begin for men, and where does it begin for women? And then of course, we still want to improve over that, but where does healthy start?
So for women, I always try to get them under under 30% body fat.
Under 30%. Okay.
For men, I like to see them down in the mid 20s to low 20s.
Okay.
So under 25% body fat is a goal. So that's usually the target we set.
That's my new body fat percent?
That is your new body fat.
That's a little better than last time. Even last month was not bad.
Yep. So between
that means I reached my goal.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty impressive goal.
Okay. Great.
Yes.
Okay. And then we have the skeletal muscle mass, which helps you determine that you're hold onto your muscle. And then you have some basal metabolic rate, why is that important for people to know that?
So the metabolic rate's important because you want to know how many calories do you burn in a day just getting up, doing your regular
Exactly. Okay.
So in order for us to produce weight loss for somebody, we have to be under their metabolic rate.
Under that?
In the total calories.
I see.
So we really strive to be, if your metabolic rate here is 1,600 calories a day, we want to be down, if we're down at 1,100, 1,200 calories a day, now we've got a 400 calorie deficit. Those are 400 calories that we're burning of your own fat.
Right.
If you're doing exercise, well, we're increasing that rate total.
Yes.
So that you're increasing the total number of calories you burn in a day, and then you can have even more of a deficit. As we said before, it's 1,000 calories a day that you have to be burning if you want to lose 2 pounds of fat.
And that works out medically and biologically still that 3,500 calories to a pound of fat, and you have to create that deficit, even though there are of course bio differences with everybody.
There's a lot of variations.
Yeah, there's a lot of variations, but we start with that and we work from that, and then you know, and then you adjust it,
and
right?
then we adjust accordingly. It's
Awesome.
not always going to be perfect. The
Yeah,
body
of course.
does not follow
No,
a straight
no.
line.
Yeah, then we would
So.
all be the same height. Like, does the fact that I lied about my height make any difference?
It
here?
does not actually make
Okay,
any difference.
good,
What
yeah.
it does
I
make
was
a
surprised.
difference
Uh-huh.
your body mass index,
Oh,
because this
okay.
is a
Oh, I
calculation
see.
of height and weight.
All right.
But body fat percentage doesn't take into account your height.
So I have to I have to reevaluate that.
Yes. So that will change your body
Okay.
body mass index.
All right. Good.
All right.
All right. Well, this was
Okay.
amazing. The amount of information we got. I'm going to have to break this up into a couple of different segments
Okay.
so that people can understand it and hopefully get out a pen and take some notes while you're looking at this. I should have
Or
said that.
come to one of my information sessions where I do a free in-body scan for everybody that comes.
Sure.
as
How
well as
often
go
do they
through it.
do them?
So once a month. It's usually about the second Wednesday of the month.
Second Wednesday of the month.
And it's listed on our website, or calling our office manager, Danielle, can sign you up for the next one.
Great. What's the office number?
925-944-5678.
Okay. And your website?
It's 360mws.com.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks again.
Okay.
I really appreciate all
Yep.
the great information and looking forward to all the great things that you do for people.
And thank you. Yep.